get up and go blues, baby. I got to get up and go.
Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Chair Sessions with Dr. D. Today's guest is New Jersey Blues Hall of Famer James Barnes. JB, as he's known, is the band leader and bass player for the New Jersey group known as BBD Rhythm and Blues. JB's debut 2023 album called JB's Favorite Things garnered rave reviews in the blues scene, and today JB is on the line with us today, and he's going to talk to us about his latest independently released album, My Mississippi Roots. So with that, welcome aboard, JB.
Darren, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you having me. It's a pleasure to be on your show.
I'm glad you're able to do it, and it's exciting you've got this great new album to talk about. Before we get into the nitty gritty on that one, just fill our listeners in a little bit about the first album and maybe a little bit of comparison between the first album and this new one.
Sure. Well, thanks, Darren. So JB's Favorite Things, released in 2023, we actually started that during the pandemic. So it actually took like 2 years to get that one done. But JB's Favorite Things was kind of like a record of a lot of different songs that I just loved. It was mostly covers. It was total of 14 songs on that record. I had only 4 originals. So, but that to me, that was all right because I wanted to pay tribute to some of my blues heroes like Luther Allison and Michael Burks, who I did 2 songs by Luther Allison on that first record. And then Michael Burks, I did 2 songs by him. I know it's kind of unheard of to do 2 songs by the same artist on one record, but I wanted to do that. And, thus is the title JB's Favorite Things, because it was a collection of some of my favorite artists. And we put a spin on it, produced by Anthony Krizan, recorded at Sonic Boom Studio in Raritan, New Jersey. JB's Favorite Things was kind of me launching myself as an independent artist.
What a great launch.
Difference, yeah.
Great launch. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I was happy with that record. Obviously it's been since 2023 that it was released, and I wanted to keep right along moving. In my mind, the current record, My Mississippi Roots, is more of a heartfelt story about my family. So I kind of went deep, on where I come from, actually where my father comes from, because his Mississippi roots are my Mississippi roots. I'm out of 4 kids, that my father, Jerry Lee Barnes Sr., had with my mom. I'm the only child that wasn't born in Mississippi. My 3 siblings were all born down in Port Gibson, Mississippi. And I wanted to kind of like tell my father's story. My dad, he died in his mid-30s. And I was only 4 years old when he passed away in 1964. So I'm giving away my age now. But I wanted to tell his story, Darren. His story to me was never told. His life, ended short. But he made a huge impact on me, my family, and made some critical decisions back in the mid-1950s to leave the South. He was born and raised in Port Gibson, Mississippi. And he got married to my mom in 1947, way before I came along. But he made the bold decision, him and my mom, to leave the Deep South. For a lot of different reasons. He was searching for a better opportunity, and he wanted to move north. A lot of families were leaving the South at that time, and actually their first stop, and this was all before I was born now, his first stop was Chicago. He stayed in Chicago maybe for a year or so with family, and then he settled. He ended up buying a house in Cleveland, Ohio, He was working for Republic Steel in the steel mill there, and just making a good living for his family.
So got out of the South really for better opportunities and better opportunities for himself and for your family. Is that
Correct.
Right? What was his musical Did he have a musical background?
He didn't actually play music himself, but he was a listener. Being from the South, he grew up in the church, so gospel music was part of his DNA. And like I said, I did not know a lot about him. My eldest sister, who is still living now, is 10 years older than me, so I kind of like had to get a piece of paper and a pencil and sit
Sure.
down with her and pick her brain to tell me a lot of different things about him. And I mean, when he passed away, she was only 13.
Oh, wow. Okay, right.
So she didn't know a great deal about him. And in this record, the one thing I did know, that he was raised like the title cut, My Mississippi Roots. He was raised in the Hollow. That's another word for down south, way south of the Dixie line.
Okay.
And that particular song, Darren, is him telling his story.
Mm.
If you listen to the lyrics of that song,
I love the lyrics of that
I heard the news
song.
on the radio that my people were migrating north. Then the next line on that song, my daddy made a living farming from dawn to dusk. His father was a farmer, okay, and had to work very hard. His mother drove a school bus. But the bottom line, they always worked hard as parents, and that would be my grandparents.
Well, I love the way you told that story in the lyrics. So basically, you channeled the lyrics as if they were your dad's.
Correct.
Powerful.
Correct.
Powerful. That's a powerful track, My Mississippi Roots.
Thank you.
And what a beautiful tribute.
Yeah, I wanted, like I said, I wanted his story to be told. I wanted to pay homage to him and my mom, because obviously the challenges that were going on in the Deep South at that time were tremendous. And it wasn't like my family was dirt poor. They had a farm.
Mm-hmm.
And they had horses. I remember as I grew older, after my father had passed, I did go down there as a kid and kind of got to see the farm and all of that. But I thought it was important to tell his story, not only through this song, but there's other songs on the record that kind of have a connection to him specifically.
We're going to definitely we're going to get into some nitty gritty with those too. Let's just back up a little bit. You mentioned about going to the farm. So was the farm still in the family?
Oh yeah, the farm was still in the family. When my father and mother left Mississippi, my grandparents were still there working the farm.
What was that like? Going there for the first time?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun for me. I mean, it's in the Deep South, in the woods, man. When you get on the dirt roads down there, the trees are so big. If it's a sunny day, you're in the shade.
It's like a canopy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a canopy. Yeah. It's unbelievable. And, once you get to their farm down in Port Gibson, some of the land was cleared off, but they had pigs, they had cattle, they had horses, and he grew a ton of vegetables and stuff, my grandfather. So it was great going down there to see where my father grew up. It was wonderful. Wonderful experience.
That's fantastic. And I think that's, a lot of the soul, really, the soul of that song really comes out. And I really, I gotta congratulate you, because it's an awesome song, and the vibe, the soul of it really does come through. So it really is, it's an awesome channel. Thank you.
Yeah, Anthony Krizan, my producer friend, I came I brought this project to him and said, Anthony, this is what I'm looking to do. And he basically put his heart and soul into this. You know, he's singing lead on it. We're all singing background vocals, but he kind of helped me with the production of the song. He helped me with some lyrics. We wrote it together, actually, awesome. But I gave him the basic idea of what I was looking to do and what I wanted to accomplish.
Yeah,
with the song.
He helped you manifest it.
Exactly, that's a great word.
Yeah, and from what I know of Anthony Krizan and his works, I mean, it sounds like that's one of his superpowers.
It sure is.
Helping people manifest their visions, their songs, their lyrics, their arrangements. That's awesome. And you had a piano player on that one too, right?
Oh yeah, that's my son, Jared, the architect Barnes.
Right on.
Yes, Jared. When I first told him about the song, I said, Jared, now look, this song is about your grandfather who you never met, but I want you to play your butt off on this song. And he, he played his butt off on every song. But I told him, I said, this was a special one, really, because it's telling your grandfather's story. So he really connected with it, and he even put a nice little solo at the end of the song. If you hear the end of it.
Yes, beautiful.
He put a solo in there.
Yep.
And I couldn't have been more happy.
Yeah. So what a way to add to the tribute and to kind of bring it in, like bring the, more of the family into it.
Right.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So that's My Mississippi Roots. I think it's track 6 on the new album.
Correct.
Anything else you want to say about that track?
It was heartfelt, man. That's what it's all about. A lot of hard work went into this one. It seemed like we worked 5 times harder on this one than we did the last one. But, and it's because it was just a heartfelt kind of story. Yeah,
I think when your heart goes into something, it's hard not to get consumed with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yep. that all comes out. All that heart and soul really shines through the whole album, and I think that's the cool thing. I mean, that really resonates strong.
Yes, sir. So, I appreciate it, man. It just speaks for itself, man. It speaks for itself, and it's just heartfelt, man. I'm getting such a great response, not only for the whole record, but that particular track. Telling his story, and I'm just so happy how good it turned out. Because you want to, when you do music, Darren, it's kind of a healer. John Lee Hooker said the blues is a healer.
Yeah.
So, not knowing my father was always a big question mark in my head, because when I was 4, you don't remember too much when you're 4 years old. But, this was my way of kind of helping him tell his story, even though he's not with us anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's a way for me to heal and just, feel good about my dad.
Fantastic. Yeah. It really just brings the whole album to such a cool vibe, such a cool level. So let's go through these are going to be like liner notes. I always say on the shows, I always love talking about the actual tracks, because I miss sometimes with the electronic media, I miss the liner notes. So here I get to talk to you in person, and we get the living liner notes. So we'll take it from the track. So the first track is a fun one.
Get Up and Go Blues.
Get Up and Go Blues. Yeah.
Yeah, that song, that's an original as well. That song is kind of like a person who thinks it's time to move on, and they really got in their mind, I'm going to move on, but part of them is still maybe a little hesitant, but they know they got to move on. And you're given the reasons why you got to move on, and who the person who's singing that song, and I let out the first album with him as well, Steven Braxton.
Oh, yeah.
Who happens to be my nephew. I mean, he just basically killed the song. It's an upbeat, kind of song. You know, it's like you got the get up and go blues, but it's not a bad thing. You know, it's not a bad thing at all. But he really, really did his thing on that song, like he did in the first album. He's singing 3 other songs besides that one, but he really nailed it and gave us the feel that we were looking for.
Well, he's another one. You know, we were talking about superpowers earlier. Well, his superpower is definitely his soulful voice. I mean, the Steve Braxton on the first album pretty much, you know, nailed all the songs that he sung. Delivers them with such soul and passion. I mean, really brings them to life so deeply that, you know, you feel them.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was looking for. And when I was, you know, looking to do the first record, I was saying, wow, I need a singer. I need a singer because, you know, I need somebody that can really bring passion. And then I thought about him. A bell went off in my head. Well, what about Steven?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know he's known to be an R&B singer. You know, that's what he does.
Yep.
So I just rang him up and said, hey, man, you ever sing the blues? And he was like, well, no.
Well,
I said, you want to give it a try? He says, yes.
Yeah, well, you would never know that wasn't his niche, because the way he kind of brings the R&B sound into the blues it's just fantastic. And it just brings it to a layer, a texture, just a deeper texture, you know, that level of soul.
Oh, yeah.
Track number 2, Gotta Make a Change. That's a tribute to Barry Blues Holmes.
Yeah, Barry Blues Holmes was a good friend of mine, passed away. You know, he's a great guitar player, great singer. Actually, Barry was the first guitar player in the BBD Rhythm and Blues Band.
Oh, cool.
Me and Tommy started that band in 2012, and that was with Barry Blues Holmes. Wow. And that song was a song that Barry had written, you know. So what I did, I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna resurrect some of Barry's music because he was such a talented person. And you know, we did a great thing starting that band in 2012, and it's still going strong. So I wanted to do one of his songs, and what I did with the song, I rearranged some of the lyrics and did a different arrangement on it. And yours truly is singing on that, lead on that one.
I love it. Yeah, yep.
And
Sounds
that song
great.
is basically about, you know, things in your life, you know, you're doing, and you know you gotta make a change.
So,
you know, so it's kind of a fun look at yourself as well.
Well, it's interesting because you said about you doing the vocals. Is that's a big change for you?
Yeah, I don't sing many lead songs, but I felt as though this particular one I wanted to sing.
Right on.
Yeah.
Another great tribute.
Yeah, another great tribute. I wanted to sing it. You know, I when we were in the studio doing it, I said, Anthony, I'm going to sing this one. He said, James, you can do it.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. And it's an awesome song. Again, awesome lyrics. You said he wrote the lyrics, but the vocals, awesome. Great job on the vocals too.
Thank you. Thank you, Darren.
We're going to move on to track number 3, Brown Eyed Blues Man.
Brown Eyed Blues Man. Yeah, that's
got that Marvin Gaye vibe.
Yeah, it's got that Marvin Gaye kind of vibe. That song was written by a good friend of mine, Michael Montero and Chip DeGard. Chip is a keyboard player and a magnificent keyboard player and drummer as well. He plays drums on a couple of these songs, on one of the songs. And Michael and Chip wrote this marvelous song. Michael brought it to me. I loved the song. He brought it to me like maybe 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I loved the song, and he writes a lot of different songs, but this one really stood out to me because Brown Eyed Blues Man obviously describes Michael Montero, but it describes me. It describes my dad. He was a brown-eyed blues man.
Nice.
So this song really went deep, and I brought it to Anthony. I said, Anthony, man, let's do this song. And Anthony was all in. Anthony's singing lead on that one as well. And I just think it came out great, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It really did. You know, we got Will Wilde, the harp player from England. What a great guy. He did a song on the first album, so I used him. I asked him to do 3 songs on this one, but he's on harp on this one, Brown Eyed Blues Man. And another young lady named Oriah Aspen, who I met her father, who's an excellent guitar player, Glenn Alexander out of New Jersey. Great guitar player. He does a duet with his daughter.
Nice.
Oriah. And I asked her to sing, and she sang on this one and a couple others.
Yeah, great synergy on that one too.
Thank you.
And it looks like did Anthony sing the next one too? Track number 4.
Yeah.
When did crime become legal? That was an interesting one too.
Yeah. That's the shortest song on the record, you know. And you know, hey, you know what? It's my political song. You know, there's so much going on right now in the world, in this country. I said, you know what? I want to do a political song.
Right on.
And the groove, it started with a groove, though. It started with the bass line, you know, and it's kind of upbeat. You know, 𝘱𝘕 𝘕𝘂 put some great drums on it.
Oh, fantastic drums on that. Yes.
Yeah. Anthony is singing.
Lies, cheat,
Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
Why?
Love it.
Cheat, lie. It's like a you know, it's like a look at what's going on in our world. You know, the politics of what's going on. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. You know, whatever party you align to, or maybe no party at all. I'm just, that song is kind of laughing at what's going on. Mm-hmm. You know, because politicians obviously they don't always tell the truth, do they?
Yep, and you know what? We're given a voice for a reason.
That's right.
That's my belief anyway.
That's
you
right.
know, and we use it for whatever we want to use it for, and no one should tell us how to use our voice.
That's right.
So
that's right.
Love that one.
Thank you.
Such a roll here. Track number 5, Southern Girl.
Southern Girl.
That's got almost got a gospel-y rock sound to it.
Mm-hmm.
With the background vocals, it's got it's got a bit of a gospel vibe, but it rocks. Yeah.
Well, that was on purpose. Anthony's actually singing. He did a great job on this one too. He's singing lead on it, and the gospel vibe is a gentleman named Kevin Goings. You know, Kevin Goings is a funkster from back in the day. His brother was named Glenn Goings, and Glenn Goings actually played in the Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh, nice.
Band. So, you know, as you hear Kevin in the background there, I wanted some gospel feel in the background for this song.
You got it.
The song is actually about my dad, and it's an assumption that my dad, when he was in his 20s, or late 20s, mid 20s, maybe early 30s, he was looking for a soulmate to go through life with, and he wanted a Southern woman. So Southern Girl is kind of me assuming that he wanted a Southern woman. He found one, my mother. He married her. She was from Louisiana, and you know, he asked God to shine a light down on him for love.
Right on.
And that's what that song was about.
Beautiful, and I love the way you use your creative license.
Thank you.
So the next track is number 6. We talked about that in the beginning, My Mississippi Roots.
Yes, sir.
And then, let's see, track number... Oh, this one I love, too. Number 7 is the JB Shuffle.
The JB Shuffle, yeah. Well, you know what? The JB Shuffle is kind of like blues and jazz joined at the hip.
Absolutely.
You know? That groove I did years ago. You know, I jammed that groove out with a drummer. He's passed on. His name is James McCauley. Okay. Good friend, great drummer. And we used to just lock ourselves up in my mom's basement years ago and just jam out as a bass player and a drummer. And we used to just come up with a lot of different grooves and stuff. And the JB Shuffle was one of those grooves.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, again, I brought it to Anthony, and Anthony basically said, man, hey, this is good. It's a shuffle. A guy named Dave Moore
on the drums
is playing drums. Anthony was like, when I brought him the song, he's like, man, I got a guy for you that is one of the best shuffle players out there. And his name is Dave Moore, and he did a great job.
Fantastic job, yes.
On playing drums on that. And then everybody else too. I mean, you got Will Wild again on harp. You got Jared, the architect, Barnes on piano, Anthony on guitars. It was just a great, great song to me, and instrumental.
Yeah, that's another one with great synergy. Not like you said, not one vocal, all instrumental, but the synergy of all of you again. Superpower.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to get into a little bit more nitty gritty on this one. How did you decide to pull? You said this was a 40-year-old groove that you had. How did this make it into the album? What was your thought process creatively going in with pulling that one out?
I used to record everything I did 30 years ago. Okay, I used to record it with cassette tapes. Remember cassette tapes?
Oh yeah, I still have a few.
I used to record everything I did, everything that me and James McCauley did. He was on drums, I was on bass. And even back then, Anthony, James had introduced me to Anthony. Anthony was like 16 or 17 years old when I first met him all those years ago. So I go back to my cassette tapes because I know there's stuff there. And no one's ever heard these grooves. No one's ever heard these songs. So I bring them forward, and I said, you know what? This particular shuffle type groove will fit perfectly on this record because I wanted an upbeat kind of shuffle kind of thing.
Right on.
And I had it, I just had to refine it. But, this, like I said, this was 30 plus years in the making. And I still got a lot of stuff, on tapes. I call it JB's vault.
Nice. Yeah. And it's nice that you could go into that vault and kind of see what resonates, see what speaks to you.
See what resonates. Yeah. And I mean, that's something that a lot of artists do. They got things that they never put out, you know?
I like to follow the wisdom of producer Rick Rubin. So he's got this book out called The Creative Act. It's fantastic. I use it all the time. But his attitude on this topic is kind of like all great art is going to find its way into the universe in its time. And guess what? The JB Shuffle found its time.
It found its time.
The universe said it's time.
And my friend James McCauley, I know he's smiling from heaven, man, about this groove getting out there on it's going to be on vinyl. No, it won't be on the vinyl, but it's on the CD.
Another fantastic tribute, paying honor to those that came before us.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. So track number 8, we've got a very, very awesome, soulful rendition of Sarah Smiles, the old Hall & Oates classic. And your nephew, Steve Braxton, again, just nails it.
Yeah, he nailed it, man. I tell you, this song, to me, was made for him. And Sarah Smile, obviously, the Hall & Oates classic. The first time I heard a bluesy version of that song was by a guy named Michael Burks. Michael Burks was a blues guitarist. He's passed on at a young age, unfortunately. But I heard his version of that song. It was on his first album that he put out maybe 20 years ago. I heard him do a version of it. I loved it. And I said, you know what? I want to do a version of this song. So I said it was perfect for Steven. When we finished this song, Darren, we said, wow. This is me and Anthony. We were like, "This is a masterpiece."
I agree with you.
As though it was. It's a masterpiece. It's a bluesy version of it, and Steven just nailed it.
He definitely nailed it.
Yep, piano's good. My son Jared's doing piano. It just came out great. The great Joey Stan is playing horns on that. Joey Stan played with Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes for years.
Nice.
But we were able to get Joey to do the horn work on there. And it's a masterpiece to me. I mean, I hate tooting my own horn.
I'm gonna toot your horn
out.
too, because when I got done listening to that one, I mean, I love listening to a lot of different renditions of cover songs. I mean, I go out of my way to look for different renditions of songs, and you know, in some cases, you know, you find something that, you know, really just changes the original in such a way that is like so great. I agree. So this has to be my favorite right now. It's my favorite version of Sarah Smiles.
Thank you very much. I'm going to send a copy to Hall Oates.
Ah, there we go. Nice. Nice. Again,
Thank you.
Another great tribute, homage to an old classic. Track number 9. We're going on to Lonesome Stranger.
Yeah, Lonesome Stranger.
It's a jazzy rock blues song. We got the harmonica going on, the piano.
Yeah, that song. I wanted to. Let me back up a minute. I wanted to do a song by a cover song by someone from Mississippi. Carrie Bell wrote Lonesome Stranger, and Carrie Bell, maybe he's not a household name like James Cotton and all of that on harmonica or Junior Wells, but Carrie Bell was a phenomenal harp player, and he was born in Mississippi. I wanted to do a song by someone in Mississippi, but I did not want to do a Muddy Waters song or a B.B. King song. I wanted to do a song by someone that people don't cover too much. And I came up with Lonesome Stranger. I heard the song. It's just a groove. But again, you know, brought in Will Wild to do the great harp parts.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like giving homage to Carrie Bell. And Carrie Bell, by the way, he's passed on, but he's got a son named Laurie Bell that's still out here doing his thing. He's a harp player as well.
Nice.
So I just wanted to, you know, Anthony's singing on that one. Chip DeGard is doing the piano work on that one. And then I brought in Mike Montero to do background vocals. I'm doing background vocals. But again, I thought it came out great, you know, and it's a tribute to Carrie Bell.
What I love about this album is that there's a nice diversity of it kind of stretches the genres. It kind of overlaps, and I really like that. This one definitely has a vibe, has a jazzy vibe to it also, and I agree. Another great track.
Thank you. Great Carrie Bell.
The next one coming up is another classic. There's a lot of, you can find, I'm sure, hundreds of different versions of it. Wild Horses. But again, Steve Braxton.
Yes.
Orion Aspen. Is that right?
Yes.
Carmen DiOrio.
On drums, yes.
On drums. It's like a really soulful R&B version of the Stones classic. What else can you say about that one? Well,
that song, I connected that song to my dad as well. You know, he loved my mother a great deal, and Wild Horses couldn't drag him away from my mother. The only thing that took him away from my mother was his death. So I kind of like said, you know what? I on the first album I did a Beatles song, so I said on the second album I'm gonna do a Stones song, and I chose that particular song for the reason of I felt as though that's the way my father felt about my mother. And what also attracted me to that song, I had heard a version of that song by a vocalist named Otis Clay, and that particular song he did kind of like a R&B kind of soul version of it. And I said, you know what? I want to do my own version of it. And I told Anthony what I was trying to do. We put our rubber stamp on it. And again, we felt as though it was a masterpiece. When we finished that song, we felt as though it was a masterpiece. The vocals, the background vocals, the arrangements, Steven Braxton singing lead and background. Araya, background, Anthony, myself. It really came out great, man.
Agreed.
I'm happy with it. I'm gonna send a copy to Mick Jagger and tell him that's how his song should sound.
Right on. Hopefully you guys will be opening up for the Stones. Right. The next one. Blues Falling Down Like Rain. Let me tell you, that one is another one. Very rarely do I listen to an album and just get so excited for every song, and I'm not just saying that. This is a great album, and this song is fantastic. Blues Falling Down Like Rain. I mean, it sounds like the title of a cover song, from an old blues, class.
It is. It was written by a guy named Bill Chinook, who wrote a lot of fantastic songs back in the 60s, 70s. He had a career, but nobody knows who he was because, he didn't have any mega hits, but he wrote a lot of good songs. And Blues Falling Down Like Rain was one of the songs he wrote. What attracted me to that song is I heard the great Kenny Neal, who, Kenny Neal is a fantastic blues artist who's been around a long time. From Baton Rouge. His father was Rayford Neal, who was around back in the 50s and 50s and 40s, actually, doing music. And now Kenny Neal is kind of carrying the lamp for his father. And matter of fact, Kenny Neal, his whole family is musically talented. But I heard Kenny's version of Blues Falling Down Like Rain, and that really attracted me to want to do my own version of the song. And tapped Steven Braxton again, brought in another vocalist named Sean Raucus that I met at a club. Very good singer. He's doing some background vocals on that. Anthony, myself. And this particular song, we tracked it live. The BBD Rhythm and Blues Band, Modine on guitar, and Tommy Earthquake Dowd on drums.
Nice.
The three of us did the nucleus track, bass, drums, and guitar for that song live in the studio. And then we added the other parts to it. So hats off to Tommy Earthquake Dowd and Modine, who, I've been playing with for right quite on. Some time. And you've seen us together.
Oh, yeah. Talk about synergy. Oh, and I'll just, I'll note that interesting little story on Tommy Earthquake Dowd. So this is wild. I think I might have told you this at one of the gigs I was at. But, when I connected with you guys a couple years ago and came to the gig, I'm like, I know this drummer. I mean, I recognized his name. Comes to find, I'm in my I was in my 50s when I came to see you guys, in my 50s, and I was like, holy crow, this is my old neighbor. So Tommy Earthquake Dowd, when I was growing up in North Jersey, his family lived next door, and I was like between ages 5 and 8 years old. He was practicing in the basement on drums. He was a teenager, and so I grew up with. When he said, when I heard his Earthquake Dowd, I knew exactly what they were talking about, because literally our house, even though it was the house next door, there was, quite a few feet between the houses. Our house literally would shake every night when they were practicing in the basement. So I grew up with his drum sound. Now, we moved out. I was maybe about 10 years old. Never heard from our old neighbors or anything. Like didn't know what happened to them. And then here we are, over 40 years later.
See that?
And here we are connected. The universe connected me and Tommy Earthquake Dowd. Your band, and here we are today talking about this great album that's been put together.
Yeah, Tommy. Tommy's a very versatile drummer. He comes from the rock and roll and also heavy metal. Tommy was a heavy metal drummer.
Yeah.
Pierce, his band Pierce, Billy Pierce,
yep.
And the rest of them guys, they did a couple records which were really good. And I've known Tommy since 1979.
Wow. Yeah. So yep. You go back almost as far as us.
Yep. So that song, Blues Falling Down Like Rain, we play that song out live all the time. And I said, you know what? I want to bring them in and have them do that song with me. And I thought it came out great too. It was another masterpiece.
I can't wait to hear that one live too when I see you guys back out. Just tell me the name of the writer again of
Bill 𝘕𝘂.
Bill 𝘕𝘂. Okay.
𝘕𝘂. Yeah. Look him up. Google him. He'll come up.
I'm gonna definitely
Bill
do that.
𝘕𝘂.
And again, you guys keep that classic, the classic vibe to it, but then also is the Steven brings the R&B vibe to it.
He brings the R&B vibe to it. I can't wait to let Kenny Neal hear it. When I see Kenny Neal again, I'm going to hand him a copy of this CD.
Awesome. Then we're up to track number 12. Brush with the Blues, another instrumental. It's kind of like, I almost felt like this one is like the Delta Blues meets Jimi Hendrix or something.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I love your bass line on this one.
Oh, thank you. Well, this song, written by Jeff Beck, the great Jeff Beck, this song was not going to be on the record. What I did, I threw a loop to Anthony, which sometimes I might do in the studio. Mm-hmm. I knew I was going to be in the studio on a certain day, so I called Anthony up and I said, "Hey, man, look, bring in another engineer to engineer because I got something I want to try." And he said, "Oh, Anthony, he don't care." He's like, "Okay, man, no problem, James. I'll bring in engineer David Grossman to engineer." So, because I knew that day I was going to have Carmine DiOrio, the drummer, in the studio tracking drums, I said, I want to do a tribute to the great Jeff Beck. We just lost him 2 or 3 years ago. Jeff Beck, out of all the British blues guitar players, he was one of my favorites. I wanted to do a tribute to him, and this was the song. So while we were in the studio, I was like, well, Anthony, now it's time for my little surprise. I said, I want to do a Jeff Beck song, man, live. And Anthony looked at me like, what? He's like, I love Jeff Beck. He said, you want to do a Jeff Beck song? I said, yeah, Anthony. And I said, you're it. You're the one that can do it.
Well, he did it all. I mean,
he killed it.
He killed it. I mean, between his guitar, your bass, I mean, the whole, again, that synergy is just kind of off the charts.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Sometimes you got to take risks.
Amen.
In the studio. And that day I said, you know what? Let's just get in here and do it. Anthony was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've heard the song before, but Anthony's so modest, man. He's like, I heard the song before. I said, Anthony, man, this song is you. You can do this. And Carmine DiOrio, he never heard the song before. So while he was on break, I said, man, let me send you this song. I'm gonna text you this song. Listen to her, Carmine. I said, man, you ain't gonna have no problem with this. I said, let's just try it. We'll do 2 or 3 takes and see what happens.
So that happened in 2 or 3 takes?
It happened in 2 or 3 takes, man.
And
then we ended up choosing the best take. There's no overdubs. There's no special stuff with this. This is completely live and unfiltered.
I love it.
And we just chose the best take out of 3 takes. And that's what you have on this record.
I love the way it's got like that kind of it's got like that a little bit of a Delta blues. It's kind of like laid over a Delta blues kind of vibe, but it rocks. It rocks hard.
That's Mr. Anthony Krizan. Yep. What a talent he is. And Carmine, obviously, I don't take that much credit for what happened on that song. It was all Anthony and Carmine. I just held it down. Carmine and we held it down. and gave Anthony, let's say you're an artist, right?
Yeah.
You do art sometime, like a canvas. We gave Anthony a canvas to paint on.
Yep.
And that's what he did.
Well,
he
you
did a
guys
great
were,
job.
you guys are some pretty good paint.
Thank you.
So that was really, really great track. And that leads us
Thank
to
you.
the last track, track number 13.
Yes.
Is Stand Up and Give Peace and Love a Chance. What a way to end the album and talk about a message that we all need these days.
Yeah, this was my message to the world.
Yep.
And I actually say that in at the end of the record. This is JB's message to the world. It's just so much crazy stuff going on. I know John Lennon said give peace a chance, but I wanted to do my own statement to this crazy mixed up world. Just stand up for peace and love, man. If you can stand up for those two things, the world would be a much better place. And at the same time, Darren, I wanted to do a tribute to Sly Stone as well. I felt as though, I felt as though this was like a 70s kind of groove, you know, heavy on vocals, even though not a lot of lyrics, but heavy on vocals, you know, love, love, love. Yep. I'm showing how I can't sing, but also Kevin Goings really put his stamp on this. Kevin Goings sang the lead on it. Karen Braxton sang very good on this. And, Anthony, myself, we all kind of like just did our thing. You know, Joey Stan put the horns on it. And it was just, we had a lot of fun doing this song. And it was just my way of paying tribute to Sly and also giving the world a message, let's stand up for peace and love.
Amen. Doesn't get much better and more well needed than that.
Thank you.
Great message great way to end the album.
Thank you.
Positive.
And that one's an original. That one's an original too.
Love it. So the entire, the album is really the whole tribute and paying honor and homage to your family, to your history, to different inspirations that you've had throughout your life, whether it be in your band, different songs that you've heard that you covered. What a great vibe on this album. For me, this music is all about the vibe. It's all about what it makes you feel. And let me tell you something. Every single song on this album makes you feel something.
Thank you.
And it goes
you,
across
Darren.
the range from, intense emotions, from track number 6, the one about your family. It really, it puts people in a place that may not have a similar experience, and it puts us right there. And if you're open to feeling it, you can feel it. And when we feel it, we appreciate it, and we can appreciate different experiences that we all have here. That's the country that we're all living in. And I think that
right.
I think when we feel these songs, we open ourselves up to really feeling the viewpoint of another person really deeply. I think it helps us to have that understanding that we need to all get along, and to understand the experiences that we have, that they may not all be the same.
That is so true. Where words fall short, music speaks.
Amen. Yep. It's funny. I'm looking at that right now. I have that plaque in my podcast studio right here, and it's hanging up right in front of me. That's it. Where words fail, music speaks. So true.
Yeah. Whoever wrote that, who wrote that? Do you know?
I don't know. I always look. It doesn't say on the plaque where it came from.
Yeah. Well, it was powerful.
Yes.
Whoever wrote it, it was powerful, and I'll never forget it. But yeah, this is a heartfelt record. I can't wait to get out on the road and start promoting the record, through record release shows and, just overall, the rehearsals are going very well.
Awesome.
So I just can't wait. You know, Anthony's also gonna probably do a few shows with me.
Cool.
To promote it, and I can't wait, man.
I can't wait to catch you guys out there and hear some of these songs live. I love the album, JB. I want to thank you for coming on and sharing, more in-depth detail, the living liner notes, as I call them, about the album. I want to wish you all the best with the album. And I love it. I love every song on it. I love the whole vibe.
Darren. Thank you, Darren. Thank you. You got several copies coming your way.
Awesome. Thank you.
My Mississippi Roots just got released on social media. I'm putting out singles first. The whole CD is available. If someone wants a copy of it, they can email me at ellis.barnes1977@gmail.com, or they can go to my new website, 𝘱𝑏𝑘eepingthebluesalive.com.
Great, and I'm gonna put those links in the description, the electronic liner notes for this interview. So after the interview, if people are listening, they can click on the interview description and get links to your music.
Thank you, Darren. This has been a blast. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate your music and you too, and best of luck with all of it.
Thank you, Darren.
Can't wait till we do it again.
Let me know when you get everything in the mail.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy.
Got the mud on my daddy's boots. Those are my Mississippi roots.